welcome to another episode of the Six Figure Vet podcast, where we showcase the success stories of Black and Brown veterans that have successfully unlaced the boots. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Six Figure Vet podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Now, today on the Six Figure Vet podcast, we are switching things up. While we are usually highlighting veterans who've transitioned out of the military, this active duty service member story was just too good to not share. Meet Miss Michelle Wynn, a 32-year-old Navy flag culinary specialist and a serial, and when I say serial, baby, I mean serial entrepreneur, who's proving you can achieve entrepreneurial success while still serving. Michelle first launched her luxury candle business, MV Lux 2.0, formerly Manifest and Vibes Candle Company, in 2019, and made an impressive 100,000 in revenue, all while on active duty. After a brief hiatus to explore other creative ventures like owning a body contouring business and designing custom rugs, she's back for round 2 with a fresh vision and rebranded identity. Today, we celebrate Michelle's inspiring journey of balancing military life with entrepreneurship, her passion for creativity and craftsmanship, and how she's redefining what it means to thrive as a service member and business owner. Let's give a warm six-figure welcome to Miss Michelle Big Boss Wynn.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction.
Of course. So I always like to start every single episode with a mental health check-in. So how are you doing?
I'm doing great, actually. I have a birthday coming up on Friday. So I've been in the gym. You know, it's a new year.
Yes.
My birthday month. I am doing amazing. Honestly,
Yes, you're absolutely right. And it is a new year. So did you come up with any resolutions?
Honestly, I really didn't do resolutions per se. Like, I used to be like a huge gym girly. So that's the main thing for me, was getting back in the gym.
Yes.
Because you know when you fall in love and you're like, yeah, happy weight, that was me 2024. So
yeah, you start doing big bag activities. Yeah.
Big bag activities. So once I started this year, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get back in the gym. And then, of course, relaunching my candle business was a huge thing for me.
Yes.
So those were like my two main focus groups of starting off the new year.
Yes. So where are you originally from? Give us some backstory. I know that you have been in Virginia, in the Hampton Roads area, for a very long time, but are you originally from here, or where are you originally from?
So I am from Virginia, but Northern Virginia. So I was born in Alexandria, Virginia, and I grew up in like the Woodbridge area.
Okay.
And then I just been stationed down here. So, and I'm about to be stationed back up there. So
we're going to get into that, because listen, PCS after such a long time has to be like.
Yes, I went to like the little classes, trying to make sure I have all my ducks in a row, because I'm 13 years in and I'm like, wow, what is PCS? So it is definitely something new, but I am excited about it.
Yeah. And you're going to a great area. The DMV, like the Metro DMV, Alexandria, PG County, DC, of course, always will hold a special place in my heart. I love the DMV metro area. So I'm jealous and excited for you.
Thank you so much.
So where did the military come from? What were you doing before the military? Did you join like straight out of high school, and what made you want to join?
So some people may know this or may not, but I finished high school in Kuwait, actually.
You're a military brat.
My mom used to work for the government.
Oh, even better.
So I finished high school in Kuwait, did not like it. Now that I'm older, looking back on the experience, I'm like, I'm glad I got to do that. But as a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, did not like it. And I'm actually a twin. Both of us, I'm a twin. I have a twin brother.
That's so dope.
Yeah, so we both went to community college right after high school. It was not for me. School's never been my thing, so I was already hanging on by a thread. So I went for like 6 months, a semester. I got out, he stayed in, and then that's when I went to a recruiting office but I had like an 8-month like debt period. So
That's a long debt.
it was a long time. So during that time, I'm like, I don't even want to join anymore because like I'm like working, I'm not going to school, I'm having like,
Yeah, I'm having my way.
right. So when the time came for me to actually go to the military, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I'm really doing this. But at that point, it was no turning back. So
Yeah.
I joined in December of 2011, and I've been here ever since.
Okay. Okay. So while you're in the middle, first of all, how did you get into making candles anyways? Did we just start off as like a hobby? You got tired of Bath and Body Works playing with our top with them $30 candles that burnt. Okay. It was a trauma thing. But what made you get into candles?
So I've always been like a crafty person. So it did start out as a hobby. I'm like, let me see if I can try to do this. And then I started out, and my first year I probably made like $6,000 maybe, which is like could be a lot, but not really with candle making because it's so much overhead and like products and
The
things that go into it.
material.
So I literally made like no profit my first year. And then I was like, okay, I'm doing something wrong. And around that time, it wasn't, I mean, I think we had TikTok then, but, it wasn't what it was. So it's just like
Yes.
looking for inspiration or like finding like candle classes and things like that. So I literally had to start from scratch. And then from there, it's kind of just like teaching myself things and seeing the competition that's out there. And that's kind of what snowballed into what it is now.
So being in the military is hard enough, especially active duty, but specifically a CS. So CS is a culinary specialist. Those are our cooks, right? And y'all got some crazy hours,
Yeah.
crazy schedules. So you decided, okay, I'm about to start a business on top of all that. Like, what made you want to start a business while already having this jam-packed life of being active duty?
Well, honestly, I'm a busybody. I feel like even when, like, if I'm at home one day and I don't have to work that day, I already went to the gym, I'm like, I need to be doing something. I'm that kind of person when I really could just relax, but I like to keep it moving. So at the time I was in a relationship, I was married and she was on deployment. So I was home by myself, bored. And
Yes.
so using that time, was kind of my thing. Let me just try this. And then it just turned into a business. So yeah.
Okay, so let's get into this 100K because you hear about people starting side hustles. And now
Mhm.
you're starting to hear about more active duty service members having side hustles because we just gonna get into the truth. Like, you don't make a lot being an active duty service member.
Agreed.
You just don't make a lot. And with the economy, them raises just not progressing as fast as
That's
like
not
inflation is. So
right.
I'm seeing more and more, active duty service members have side hustles and have businesses, but $100,000, 100K, baby, let's get into it.
Yes.
That's tea. And what were some strategies? How did you strategically place your business or market your business to achieve that level of success while serving?
I would say honestly, social media it's free game. Like there's so many things on social media that you can find to help your business for free. Not even like paying for courses. You really just have to do the research.
Yeah.
Social media helped a lot with Instagram, Reels. We dabbled into TikTok at that time, and then we went viral a few times on TikTok, which helped because going viral obviously helps, whether it's good or
Yeah.
bad reviews, whatever the case may be. But I would definitely say social media, 100%. And then also because we used to teach classes as well. We used to sell at like local markets and stuff, pop-up shops. We also used to have Wiccan wine nights, so kind of like paint and sip, but like for candles.
That's so dope.
So just having different things, putting yourself out there. We made a lot of money through consultations or like one-on-ones and stuff like that. So just having different forms of income within the business. So it's not just like online. So that definitely helped as well.
Oh, that's smart. That is really smart. Coming up with strategic avenues to create revenue outside of, because how many because that's a lot of candles to sell to make $100,000. So you gotta be strategic.
It is. I mean, we definitely, our house was a candle factory. Like it was a lot, but like seeing where we were to like the inventory that we had after, like I pretty much had no life. Like my
Yeah.
weekend filled with making candles because they were going so fast. We had to keep
Yeah.
up our and stuff like that. Another thing I will say too that helped if for someone that's in like e-commerce, I guess, is
Hmm.
like doing launches and being strategic about doing launches.
What is his strategic launch?
So doing it around tax time, you know,
Mm.
'cause that's when people have money, you know, Black Friday, people are already ready to spend money, like planning it
Yes.
on holidays that people would be, they're going to spend money. Pride is another one because I am an LGBT member. So having a Pride launch, things like
Yes.
that, like where, not just on a random Tuesday, like, oh, I'm going to do a launch and I'm going to,
Yes. That is smart.
and then
Yes.
because I have a lot of military personnel, like planning them around the 1st and 15th, like you're not going to launch on like the 20 something because we already waiting for that next paycheck. You know what I mean?
Sweating it like a crackhead. Where you at?
Checking Navy Federal, like, when is
Y'all said midnight.
exactly. So those are things that I felt like worked for us and launching around those times that way to up our revenue.
Yes. Yes. Those
Yeah.
are if that's not a strategic plan, I don't know what is, especially when it comes to, you know what I'm saying? If you are a product based business,
Right, right,
especially if you're a product based business or you're trying to incorporate products into your business. I know a lot of service based businesses are now incorporating products like, slogans and t-shirts and hats and different things like that. So,
right.
because it's different selling services. So, okay, so that's another question because you're not only selling candles, you're also selling services like candle making classes and,
Right, right.
consultations. So how do you market that side of your business?
So I'm currently not doing that now, but I do plan to once we move and stuff, getting back into that. But marketing for classes because like people want to learn whatever your niche is. If you're like you said selling t-shirts, there's people that want to get into doing that. So
Yeah.
instead of just marketing towards people that are buying it, why not market towards people that are trying to do that too and get a
Yeah.
plan over there? Because it's like you can teach and make money. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like people make ebooks and sell them. Like we had an ebook. Like you can literally sell that. And that's like, not tangible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's like no overhead cost. So those
Yes.
things I feel like are so important when you have a business because I feel like people are like, oh, I'm selling body butter and that's it. No, like you
Teach me
can
how to make it.
teach me how to make it. Exactly. Another thing I was going to say that I thought about was we like having affiliates, offering people like a certain percentage off to promote your product. And what I found, honestly, it's not like, yes, it is beneficial to have someone with like thousands and thousands of followers, but
Hmm.
even the people that don't, them the ones that's going to go hard for you.
Yeah.
So, and one of my good friends now, we met on social media, but she was one of my affiliates. And then like years later, we became like closer and closer. And she's
Hmm.
like, I used to be one of your affiliates. And I was like, I did not know that because we had so many. But like,
Yeah.
giving those people a percentage off, I think it was like 30% off of like their full orders.
Hmm.
That's at that time, that was nothing to us because you're still promoting this every day and bringing in new customers. So like having affiliates, once you can get to that point, I think is huge.
Yes. Yes. So, y'all, my good sister's a lifer. She's a lifer. She's a lifer. We're just gonna
I
call a spade a spade.
I am a lifer for sure at this point.
Yeah, at this point, we're gonna call it what it is. Okay, so but with the success that you have seen, what makes you want to stay in?
So there was a time when I wanted to get out because the
I think
Navy
we
has
all go through that.
right. The Navy has changed so much from 2011 to 2025. I think around my 4-year mark, I was ready to get out. And then around my 9-year mark, when I could not make first class when I tell you I done took that exam so many times, I was like, I'm just ready to get out because it's just not worth the stress.
Yes.
But once I hit my 10-year mark, and I had made first like a little after I had that little episode, and I was like, you know what? This 10 years went by kind of fast.
Yes.
I could do another 10. And at this point, it's like a downhill slope. And I mean, I've been very fortunate in my career. I think had I not went the flag side of being a CS, I probably would have wanted to get out.
Yeah.
I think.
What's different about being a flag CS versus just being a regular CS?
Yeah. So for example, perfect example, because like I said, I've been in 13 years and I've been on sea duty 11 years of that 13. But I am at a flag command. So luckily for me, I go out to sea like with my admiral, and when they do COM2Xs, like the exercises before a ship goes on deployment.
Yes.
So it's not like I'm not attached to any ship. We just go on different ships. And this is actually my second time being stationed here because I left at my 8-year mark. I finally went to shore duty, was so happy. And then 2 years into that, they're like, can you come back? Because they needed a first class over there. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, why not? Sure.
Because it's not that bad. It's not like a real seashore rotation where you're in and out.
Yeah, our seashore rotation is 3 and 3, where normally it's 5 and 3. So, but I did do, to the people out there that's like, oh, that's not real sea duty.
Because you know they're finna eat you up.
Yeah, 2 ships, 2 deployments. I mean, and there are people that have more, but we all have a different path. Yeah, so, but I mean, I actually love being a CS. Like, I did not know how to cook before I joined the Navy. Nothing at all, actually. So joining the military, and then we go to school, like advanced culinary school. So like I literally like learned cooking wise, like everything in the Navy. And I'm grateful for that because I feel like everyone should know how to cook, at least something,
Okay, so are you a good cook now?
Yes.
Like, can you cook?
Yes. Actually, speaking of cooking, I made the collard greens this year for Thanksgiving. So
this.
Yeah, staples. So yeah, I can go down a little bit,
Yeah, okay, I believe you because Black people don't play about macaroni and cheese and collard greens.
And collard greens, right? So when my partner's
don't come in here playing.
Yeah, when my partner's mom asked about was asking if I could make the collard greens this year, I started sweating because I was like, the collard greens. This is my first time. I don't know but okay. So, but yeah, it came out good. Everybody liked it. So
good. I am so happy for you and it was the in-law. Oh yeah. Yeah. Because that was a test.
Yeah, that was a test for sure.
That was a test. And you passed.
And I passed. Yes.
So you are running this super successful business. You have hit this major milestone in it of making $100,000, and then you say, hiatus. I need to take a break. What made you want to take a hiatus at such a thriving time in your business?
So, well, for one, the first thing was, it was, like I said, it was a lot. I had no life at the time. I was married. I had 2 stepkids. So just juggling all of that on top of the fact that we were getting separated, me and my ex-wife. So that was a huge thing because we were in the business out of our house. We ended up selling our house, and there's no way any of that could fit into an apartment.
No.
I was just like, maybe this chapter is just over. And it was fun while it lasted. Like, I know I can do it. So I ended up moving to an apartment, and then that's when I started. Well, no, before that, actually, sorry, backtrack. That's when I started body contouring, like while we were kind of like in that process. But I just realized that I am not a service-based kind of provider. That's just not me. Yeah. If any of my old clients are watching this, I love you guys. And I think it was more
no shade.
I think it was just me. Like, I was going through a lot during that time. So I was like, I just don't feel like seeing nobody today. But like, I was booked and busy. I love that.
What is body contouring, and what are the benefits of body contouring?
So body contouring, shout out to Shelly J. That's who I got certified from. But it is something, it can aid in helping with weight loss and like contouring your body, like shaping your body. So using cavitation, radio frequency, things like that. There's different services that people offer. I know some people, they do like the miso shots, like fat dissolving shots and stuff like that. I never got into that. More so just doing cavitation and like radio frequency. things like that. But it aids in weight loss pretty much,
Okay.
to put it in a nutshell.
So is it like a targeted area?
Yeah, you can target any area. You could do the chin, the arms, belly, back, butt, thighs, everything, any body part, essentially.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and it's really, it does help a lot. And I think that at the where we are in life right now, in the matrix somewhere, everyone wants to look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I think like body contouring will always be a business that is always thriving as long as we have social media.
Yeah.
So I think it was fun while it lasted. I learned a lot, but I just saw that wasn't really for me. Yeah, because sometimes I just want to be by myself. I don't know. So
Yeah. So let's get into the rugs. And let me just give you your flowers real quick, because you're not afraid to pivot. And that is so big in business. Like to go from candles to rugs to body contouring, you have to not be afraid of failure. You have to not be afraid of saying, and failure isn't always, okay, it didn't come out successful or I wasn't profitable. Failure is just like, okay, I learned this lesson. I don't like dealing with people every single day.
right.
That ain't for me. So I'm going to take this lesson and then I'm going to pivot and learn something else. So that's a very, very strong quality to have.
Thank you.
Like, that's really dope. Of course. So during your hiatus from candle making, you explored the body sculpting and your rug. So tell us about your rug business. Are you still like, are you still dibbly dabbly? Okay, you're not. So tell us how you end up getting into making rugs.
So I saw like videos of it on like TikTok and I'm like, what is this? And then when I do a deep dive, I'm talking like I jump all the way in. So I saw a video and I started looking stuff up on Amazon. I love Amazon, but I started looking stuff up on Amazon, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend this amount of money on something if I don't know if I'm going to like it. So I went on Marketplace. Shout out to Marketplace. If you're starting a new hobby, look on Marketplace first before you spend all this money on something you don't know if you're going to end up loving it or not.
Tree Marketplace. It was $200 on Amazon. It was $50 on Marketplace.
That's what I'm saying. Marketplace, they be having the deals. And I found a girl up there. She was selling all her stuff for $300. And it was like everything I needed to get started. I said, when can I come pick it up? So I went to go pick it up from her. And then I brought everything back to my house and I'm setting up my frame and I get ready and I start doing it. And I'm like, wow, this is actually harder than what it looks like. And I was like, but you know what? The fact that I just bought all this stuff, I'm going to just
stick it out.
Run. So, I mean, and that's what I did. And that's pretty much where it came from. It's not like a elaborate story. I just kind of like,
I saw it and I was like, I want to do that.
And it's fun. And I think at the time I was looking for like a tufting studio, like in the 757 area. I don't know if they have one now, but they didn't have one then. Because I wanted to see if I liked it. But like I said, I couldn't find anything. So I just kind of jumped right into it. But tufting is fun. I really love tufting. I think you have to kind of have a creative mind a little bit for that. But tufting is super fun. But once I decided to do candles again, luckily there was this guy at my job that was trying to get into tufting. I said, oh, well, I'm about to sell all my stuff. So if you want, we can make this transaction right now. So that's what we did. I sold it to a guy at my job. And he's like a natural. I remember he sent me his first rugs and I was like, wow. He's starting his tufting journey now.
Oh, that's so dope.
Yeah, and it's really fun. I just think that tufting can be lucrative, but candles, people are gonna come back and buy candles again and again and again. You buy custom rugs, which are not cheap unless you're, short coining yourself. You're not gonna get a lot of repeat customers.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So what is different in this rebrand? You talked about why you stopped or why you took a hiatus from candle making. What made you want to say, okay, I need to rebrand instead of just reopening shop to the same business?
So I kind of wanted my brand to be a little more cohesive, just physically. I had over like 30 candles last time, and which of course is more inventory. It was just kind of like all over the place. I wanted to stick to the candles that like look like food because like that's my thing. And also sex sells. So I wanted to stick with my names, kind of like risque name. So I know
Yeah.
I wanted to keep that, but I did want more of a theme that was like cohesive. My last, nudism, which was my body contouring business, kind of had like the brown beige kind of theme. So I wanted to
Mhm.
kind of stick with that as far as like the look of my candles, and just elevate them more. So that's kind of the main change, is the way that my brand looks. Because like I said, like the food thing is not going away. They're gonna look like food for the most part. And still have
You
like
see the connection there? CS food candles, like it.
and just be more intentional, like with my drops, and not just like, oh, I want to have this candle and that candle, because it got crazy. It did get crazy. They were
Yeah.
selling, but it was a lot. And now that I'm doing it by myself now, I want to make sure like I don't bite off more than I can chew.
Yes, yes. And that was definitely me leading into the next question. With you reopening your candle business and PCSing and all the things, what is it gonna look like running this business this go around to make sure that you don't experience burnout or being overstimulated with working and running your business?
So my main thing is, like I said, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. I want to keep it to where this is what I have, and then just moving forward, not launching every other
Yeah,
weekend, or, taking my time and things like that, planning things out, which
yeah,
I've done in the past, but just being very strategic times 10 so I don't get that burnout. And
yes,
I think my main thing before was, well, we had to do another launch. We had to do another launch. Like, if it says sold out on the website, I mean, it's fine. It's okay. Like, candles are a repeat business with repeat customers. So I'm not going to burn myself
yeah,
out to where I get to that point. But with
yes,
PCSing, it is going to be, honestly, I don't know what that looks like, because I never PCS before, but me and my partner, she'll be coming with me. So I know she'll be there to help me with whatever I need. So just
yes.
planning things accordingly will be my main thing.
Yes. So, how do you plan on what is your relaunch date? When can we expect to be able to get on the site and buy some candles?
So the relaunch day is on my birthday, January 24th.
Yay.
Yes. Yeah. And it's going to be at 12:30 p.m. because that's the time I was born, Eastern time. So
Yes.
that is the day and time that I'll be launching. So the
Okay,
website will be
so
open.
what advice would you give to an active duty service member that wants to start their own business?
Don't be afraid, just because you are, you have a job, like a main job, full-time job. Don't let that just be the end all be all. And one thing that really made me start making candles again is because I was thinking, like, you keep making all these excuses. Like, because there's been people, they'll ask me, like, when are you going to start selling candles again? When are you going to start selling candles again? And I would have excuses like, oh, I don't have the space, or, oh, I don't have the time, or, oh, I'm about to PCS soon. Like, and one day, or one night, I was just like, I need to stop making excuses. 'Cause I used to tell people all the time in these consultations, like, what's holding you back? What's stopping
Yeah.
you? So I was like, you need to stop doing the same thing for yourself. So
Yeah.
honestly, you just have to take that leap. Like, you don't know where it's gonna end up, but if it doesn't work out, that's okay.
It
It's
is
fine.
okay. It
It
is
really is
okay.
okay, especially because you are in the military and you have something to fall back on. But definitely planning out and not just jumping into things as well, because um having a business, you always have to have that mindset of a consumer. Looking at your business, would you buy from you?
Yeah.
That's like my main thing. When I go on your website and if it looks kind of janky, do you think someone that doesn't even know who you are?
Are you
Yeah.
trying to steal my credit card information?
Exactly. So like, you have to always have that consumer mindset
Yeah.
of things. So I mean, my best advice I would say is just do it. One, mainly because you have something to fall back on, but plan out your timing, because as service members, we have families, we have kids, we have deployments, underways, whatever the case may be.
Duty.
Yeah. So just plan out your time, but also don't let you being in the military stop you. So,
Yes. So tell the people where they can reach you at.
so I am on Instagram. My personal page is Millionaire Meech. And for my candles is MV Lux underscore 2.0. Yeah.
2.0.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this has been another amazing episode of the Six Figure Vet podcast. And I just want to say, before I even wrap up, I just need to give you your flowers again. You are doing amazing work. I am so proud of you, Black woman. You are killing it. Being a CS is, it's intense work, but I've been following your page for years. Like, I've been following you for years, years, and years. And you just make it look so effortlessly. Like, you just do everything with such grace. Baby, Six Figure Vet here to support. Okay?
Thank you.
We're here rooting.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Of course, of course. Well, this has been another successful episode of the Six Figure Vet podcast, where we showcase the success stories of Black and Brown veterans that have successfully unlaced the boots. The Six Figure Vet is out.
Hey y'all, it's a Six Figure Vet here. If you or any other active duty service member or veteran that you know is suffering with suicidal ideation, substance use, or mental health disorders, please tell them to call 988. The number is 988. They're trained crisis responders waiting to take their calls. You don't have to suffer in silence.